Hi everyone, I'm Devin Coombs, and today I'm going to talk about one idea that can save you hundreds of thousands of dollars and thousands of hours of your time over your life. I really wanted to post some of these videos because I know people are going through some hardships right now with the coronavirus, so I want to help everyone change their mentality and find ways that they can really manage their cost in this time and give you some tips that have worked for me and helped me succeed over my life. So let's talk about it. So I want to talk about this cycle of Pennywise and dollar stupid. I know so many people who, and I went through this myself as well, I know so many people who go through this cycle where you're broke or you're struggling financially, and so what's the first thing you do is you're going to cut back on some immediate expenses. Most commonly, you're going to cut back on your groceries, you're going to cut back on your gas bill, you're going to see if you can cut some of your cable expenses. This is really common. You're going to be focusing on what's immediate, what's urgent, but not necessarily those important expenses, those really key expenses. And you're going to see some savings increases. Those aren't bad things. If you can save that way, that's great. But what's going to happen is, and what I see over and over again, is those small sacrifices lead to splurge spending, where we see people who skip the grocery bill, cut on the grocery bill, and then increase their eating out, right? Then, oh, I don't have anything I want in my groceries or in my fridge, so I'm going to go out and spend $50 or $100 a week eating out because I don't have what I want in my fridge. And so you're more likely to splurge on these cheat days, and that incurs more long-term expenses. And you wind up really pinching your pennies and wasting a lot of time pinching your pennies on these small expenses, and then wasting a lot of money on the big expenses. And that really actually leads to increased debt and decreased savings, which continues this cycle. And so we're going to talk about a few of these areas that you can focus on to break this cycle, really delve into the idea of why we do this and how we can get around it, and increase our quality of life, increase the amount of time we have. We do this with time as well. We're going to go into some examples, and then talk about what's worked for me. I'm going to be posting more videos like this down the road. Just want to make sure that we cover what I think are some big token items that could save you hundreds of thousands of dollars over your life. So common areas that I see individuals coming to me with is food, right? Food. So many people come trying to save money at the grocery store, but then spend money going out for food that's not at home. So you might buy in bulk 100 pounds of oatmeal, but at the end of the day, you don't want to eat oatmeal every day, so you're going to go out to Chipotle, or you wind up going to your favorite Chinese place, and that out of food cost wind up costing you so much more that eating out or delivery cost than if you just spent $10 or $20 more at the grocery. And we're going to cut down at the grocery store, and we're going to cut down those costs and break them down on the next slide. So gas costs. So many people I know will go to Costco to save 10 cents on a gallon of gas, but Costco's aren't really close to a lot of people, so they'll drive 5 or 10 miles to the Costco in order to save money and save money on that gas. But if you do the calculations, that winds up being extremely costly from a time perspective and from a money perspective. So we're going to go into those calculations as well. In future videos, we're going to talk about things like cars, college, and jobs. So for car, so many people I know research their perfect car, but then they go to the car dealership and they don't want to negotiate, and they don't want to look for the best deal, or don't want to go to multiple car dealerships. So college is another great example. We spend our lives preparing for college. We work so hard in high school. We work all through our lives to get a great GPA, get all that extracurricular experience, and then so many people don't understand the loans that they're taking, don't search for financial aid, don't look into FAFSA, and don't look into scholarships. So I've written that book, Scholarships Quick and Easy. Highly recommend it if you're going through this. But spending time on learning how you can pay for your college efficiently is a great example of being more of a dollar wise instead of penny-wise, dollar stupid. Spending your time choosing the right college, but then not figuring out how to pay for it. And then again, jobs. I mean, so many people come to me and say, yeah, I've got this dream job, but it's in the city. I live in San Jose right now. And people will drive all the way to San Francisco and take an increased raise of an extra few $1,000s a year. They don't realize the transportation costs and the lost time greatly outweigh the benefit in the increased salary. And so there's lots of ways in our financial toolkit, or in our hourly toolkit, that we can look at these situations and figure out if a decision's worthwhile. And we'll go into that in other videos. Like the two most common tools are net present value, which we figure out the net present value of money. So we figure out the value of a decision today if we were to spend money over a long-term period of time. And then I like to call it the net present value of time concept, where your time today is worth more than your time in the future, because your money today is worth more than your time in the future. So anything you can do to save money and save time is going to have a huge impact on you now and in the future. So if you want to keep this video quick, I'm going to go into a few examples of how this can pan out. So let's say you have your grocery bills, and you spend 6 hours a week cutting your coupons, buying non-preferred options like the 100 pounds of oatmeal or white rice, or buying bulk chicken thigh, and you're going to multiple grocery stores to get these deals. So you're spending extra time. Let's say you're wasting 3 hours of your day or your week in order to do this extra work, which I think you'd actually spend longer if you're going to multiple grocery stores, but I'm trying to keep it conservative. So 3 hours. And let's say you could have picked up an odd job in that time, even just being an Uber driver, and worked those 3 hours instead at $20 an hour. So we're saying that's an opportunity cost you lost of about $60. And then let's say because of this, your family is going to eat out now due to the non-preferred option in the kitchen. This is really common, and I think $100 is a low estimate. So you might be saving your $50 on weekly groceries, but instead now you are going to be spending that $100 eating out, going to restaurants a few times a week. In addition, you're wasting a gallon of gas and 20 miles of maintenance driving to additional grocery stores. So you're spending, I'm saying you're about 20 miles a gallon, and driving to those additional grocery stores is going to take you about a full gallon of gas and about 20 miles. So we're looking at about $10 in gas and maintenance just to drive to those grocery stores. So you're wasting about $120 weekly, just using the above variables, $120 weekly or $6,420 yearly, trying to make the smart decision, trying to cut your costs. Instead of not eating out and not doing the extra driving, you just went to one grocery store and spent the extra $50. That's huge. $6,420 yearly, that's over $187,000 in 30 years, just from trying to make the Pennywise dollar stupid decision. So try to think of all of your decisions in this light. If you can make one trip, not spend the gas and maintenance, and spend a little extra on these things that are important to have in the home, you could save huge money over your life, hundreds of thousands of dollars. And so try to look at any constant decision in your life or major decision in your life from this framework. Let's go over one more example that's pretty common for everyone, which is spending money on gas. And I know so many people at this time try to save money by going to the cheaper gas station. Let's say the Costco, that's 5 miles farther away than the Arco across the street. Normally go to that Costco, let's say we save 10 cents or even 20 cents a gallon. Let's see if that makes sense from a financial decision-making perspective, and which would be more cost-effective over the long run. So let's assume we waste about 45 minutes going to that Costco that's 5 miles away, because that 5 miles, let's say it's even just a round trip, we're wasting about 10 minutes driving there if there's not traffic, and then we have to wait in the line, which we all know Costco gas lines can be pretty crazy if we're going at peak times. So let's say 45 minutes. That's 45 minutes a week. That's 39 hours a year. That's almost 2 days out of your year that you're missing out. They could be exercising, spending time with family. There's huge opportunity costs there, or you could be working. And so we're going to assume even if you're going to make close to minimum wage at $20 an hour, doing an odd job, those 39 hours in the year were $780. You saved only about $2 on a full tank of gas, if we're even looking at from a high perspective, right? Let's say 20 cents a gallon, and it's a 10-gallon tank. You're only saving $2. That's not that much, right? And that's only about $100 a year, $104 a year, and we already lost out on 39 hours of our life to save that $104 a year. Not only that, but now we have our increased maintenance. So if it's 5 miles in excess, and that's round trip, over 52 weeks, we average about 50 cents a mile for maintenance and fuel for cars. That's what the IRS has determined, and I think is a fair estimate. And so that's $130 in gas and maintenance just to drive to the Costco. So you're not making your money back just from the gas and maintenance driving that extra distance, let alone all the time you lose as well. And so your net loss, if you calculate it out, you take the 780, add the 130, and subtract the 104, you're getting 806, which is over $24,000 in 30 years. That's crazy how much money you're losing over your lifetime, and that's only in the 30 years. In your lifetime, if you decide to make the smart decision, the Pennywise decision, and go to Costco for cheaper gas. So I'm hoping these slides can really help you realize that our daily decisions matter to our financial well-being, and that we look at the long-term impact and look at all of the variables rather than just making the simple cost-saving decisions, which wound up actually costing a lot more in the long run. So looking at just these two, right, not even looking at the other big buckets we went over, which we'll go over in other videos, we saved $211,380 in our 30 years. That's huge, right? That could buy you a home in a lot of states. That could get you an extra few years of retirement. But not only that, if you were to invest that money and get a return on it of 6% just invested in the stock market, you would have over $500,000 just from changing these two habits. So really want us to go back to that cycle. I encourage you to find ways to manage your costs that are efficient and effective rather than that seem easy, but in the long run really have a drain on your bank account. So thank you for watching. I hope this video was helpful. If you have any other ideas or concepts that you would like to talk about or would like me to do a video on, please feel free to post them in the comments below. Have a great day. Bye.